Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to look at a tank that was the most wanted tank in Blitz. I'm probably talking 9 years ago. I'm talking about 9 years ago, maybe even longer. It was the most wanted tank in World of Tanks Blitz. Everybody wanted it. It hardly ever came for sale. In fact, the only way I could get hold of the tank was to donate in a charity live stream from Skate Extreme back in the day, where it was, I think it was saying something like the top 10 highest donators got given this tank. And so I had to make a sizable donation just because I really wanted the tank. Looking at it now, you seem to think, what? Why was this one of the most wanted tanks in the game? It was incredible. It is, of course, the Type 59. The Type 59, when I first started, was the tank. It was an absolute beast that everybody wanted. Literally everybody. Now, looking at it now, like I said, I don't understand why. Because nowadays, nobody wants it. Not a single person wants this tank. It never comes for sale, really. And when it does, I'm sure that not many people buy the tank, because it is a tank that, in my opinion, does quite suck. It is not great nowadays. But back then, you got to remember, there wasn't really such thing as premium tanks. There was the premium tanks that was in the tech tree, IS-6s, the Lervas, the T-34s. But other than that, there was a small range of premium tanks. And the Type 59 was one of those that a very rare occasion you would be able to get it. So like I said, the only way I could get it was make a donation of £100 to a live stream to be able to get the tank. So we're going to get into a game. We're going to look at the stats and just try to figure out why people don't want it no more. Armor profile wise, I mean, your turret is actually very strong. 197 millimeters on that turret, so if you are in a hold down position, it is actually very strong. The hull, however, is only 112 millimeters. Your DPM, nothing special at 1995. That is an 8.42 second reload. Your penetration is 195 on your AP, 253 on your APCR, and 54 on your HE. So nothing at the moment stands out with the tank apart from the turret, which is can be very good. Nothing else is actually standing out. You only have a 280 alpha gun, 240 on your APCR, and 350 on your HE. Your aim time isn't great either at 4 seconds, and your gun dispersion also isn't great at 0.353. And you do have 7 degrees of gun depression, which is not bad, to be fair. Top speed of 56 kilometers per hour. So we are going to get into a game, and this game, I mean, we performed okay, but it's very hard to be able to get damage in this thing. When you come up against tier 9 especially, then you're going to get penetrated all day long. And looking at the tank now, it is quite shocking how this was one of the most wanted tanks. Well, not one, it was. Back then, it was the most wanted premium tank in World of Tanks Blitz. And you never get that anymore. Like, there's some premium tanks that you can't get hold of, you know. There's a few that are very rare. The Chieftain Proto, to name one. The AE Phase 1, people only want them because they're so rare, not because they're anything special. They only want them because they're rare. Now, this wasn't as such. It wasn't ever a rare tank as such. It was just special. Honestly, it was just special back in the day. And looking at it now, because it hasn't really received that many changes, it's quite hard to understand why it was so sought after. I mean, look, we get I know he's a tier 9, but we get penetrated on the front from that angle. Like, how? Honestly. And unless you're in a hold down position, you're not really gonna bounce. I mean, we do bounce a couple this round, but I get lucky here that the Conway actually missed. But yeah, I mean, we block 200 damage at the moment. We do block a bit more from the Pagetto later on, but other than that, you're not going to bounce unless you're going to come up against tier 7s. Tier 9s, you can't rely on your armor at all. And like I said, it's very it's not a tank you see often now. It's not a tank you see often, not because it's so rare, but just nobody wants to play it. Everyone that does own the tank don't want to play the tank because, again, it's not a special tank no more. And honestly, I've literally only just bought this tank back. I see it was in the shop, and I only just bought this tank back because I see it and I thought, you know what, this is a tank I haven't made a video for a while. So yeah, just trying to get the footage for this. Like, this was my most enjoyable game. Other than that, I really didn't enjoy playing this tank. I did get a nice bounce there, however, from the Conway, and I'm getting a few nice shots into the pattern. But there comes a time where these three guys are actually going to push, and there's not too much I can do, especially now the AMX is dead and there isn't too much I can do. Apart from this, I mean, I could have focused a bit more. I mean, I hit his gun, managed to get a bounce from the rear, and again a bounce from the rear, but then yeah, it didn't work out for me, and he does manage to clear me. So it's very difficult to get damage. It's very, very difficult to be able to get damage in this tank. You're probably looking at sort of, I would say, anywhere between 1,500 to 2.5k. It's very rare to do upwards of 3k damage in this thing because you don't have the alpha, you don't have the armor profile. I mean, you're doing less than 300 alpha every shot, so you don't quite have the alpha to do a massive amount of damage. You don't have the DPM to do a massive amount of damage, so it's very, very difficult to get damage in this tank right now in Blitz. And I don't understand why Wargaming, I mean, they're selling it now, but I don't understand, because in the coming update, I believe maybe this week, there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of tier 10 changes. I don't understand why Wargaming don't look at these tanks that were once very, very popular, very, very sought after, very, like, most wanted tanks. I don't understand why Wargaming don't look at these tanks currently and think, you know what, let's change this tank, let's make this tank great again, because people may actually buy it. But right now, when it comes into stores, people are not going to buy it because it isn't special. There's absolutely nothing special about that tank, so why would people buy it? There is no reason whatsoever for people to buy the Type 59. Let me know what you think of the Type 59 in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.